everyone, today I'll be reviewing this brand new romantic movie just dropped on Netflix. It's called No Pressure, and this movie, it is from Poland. And if you have seen the trailer, unfortunately this movie is like the plot, there is a very interesting scene, and unfortunately it gets ruined. So I personally wish they did not put this scene in the trailer, but it is in the trailer. So you know that is, I guess it's ruined. So in this movie, you see the chef, like she works in this big city. She's doing really good. She's a very good chef there, but she hasn't been visiting her grandma for a while. But one day when she get this call that her grandma actually died, so she goes back to this countryside village where she grew up. And we see in this movie she has this distance with her grandma, and the mom is also not seeing the grandma that much. And this movie, as I was saying, like when she goes to see her grandma's funeral, like she goes to her grandma's funeral and she finds out that that is the scene I wish they didn't put in the trailer. If they did not put that in the trailer, I think it could have been great surprise. Of course, when you go to the in the show, like in this movie, when she goes see her grandma, she finds out this grandma is not dead. She just like created this like the funeral, so she will go and visit her grandma, her grave. I guess that's really silly. Then she goes to this village to see her grandma, and she finds out that the grandma is not dead. Then we see this grandma actually have this problem, like she has this debt she need to pay off. Also, she used to have this cheese farm there, and she's not making cheese anymore. So when she goes to this village, she meets this guy there, and she kind of falls in love with him, but he's keeping this secret from her. And yeah, I'm glad they did not reveal that in the trailer. So I personally thought this movie was actually, at a time, it was quite charming, and especially the location for this movie. And there's some scene actually really breathtaking when you are watching it. And this movie, how authentic you feel like you are in that village countryside in Poland. And I personally really like that about this movie. When I was watching it, I was like, I feel like also enjoying the fresh air this movie brings you. And it was quite refreshing for me personally, watching those location and everything. Is that means this movie will be for everyone? Obviously this movie is not for everyone. People who don't like romantic comedy movie, they will not like this. But there's some decent scene this movie does have with the farming, especially the grandma has this goat farm there. And this actress, she does really good job. Honestly, she does. Like a lot of times she is riding this horse in this movie. I was like, whoa, looked like she was really riding the horse. She was going around in the village on that horse. I was like really, like this movie is actually quite charming for me personally. That was that I could see the story is really predictable. Some people will be like, oh, the story is really predictable, they didn't like. So still though, story predictable and everything, I thought overall this movie was quite interesting. Especially the story itself is interesting, and the characters are here. Especially all these people you meet in the village. And this grandma though, she is so sneaky and she's so tricky, and you know, she's trying to trick her and everything. There's some sweet moment, and the guy she falls in love with, he's also nice, you know, he's this single dad. Yeah, his story was also quite interesting. Surprisingly, I really liked the lead actor, were so good. I really felt like you were in that village with them, and it felt like you are part of this small community there. This movie is actually, I personally really enjoyed, honestly. I thought I had really good time watching. That being said, there is some, I guess, a drag out scene, and there is a little too predictable scene here and there. And honestly, this movie, it isn't as funny as it trying to be. But I could like forgive that. As I was saying, I really enjoyed the location and everything. The actors are good. The dialogues are not that good, if I'm being honest here. The way they wrote the dialogues, I guess the script writing is not good overall. But still, this direction and everything worked for me. And that's my thought on this. Let me know in the comment, did you like this movie or not? If you enjoyed about this video, don't share other reviews on other Polish show. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. Until I see you next time. Please take care.